All right, y'all. Tonight, our celebrity guest, school owner, hairstylist. We got Miss Amina Taylor from Indianapolis. She is a school owner. She's gone through the NACCAS accreditation. She's had not just her first visit, but her final visit. She's gone through the entire process, and it hadn't always been like this for her. I know her dad has helped her a lot because she talks about her daddy, but I always like to interview school owners so they can share their story with you all. Because when you all hear other people's stories, the good, the bad, the ugly, what it's going to do is inspire you. So I ain't going to talk no more. I'm going to let Amina take the floor. And we always start off with our childhood and we're going to stair step. So can you kind of tell us, starting from your childhood, then go through
Okay.
junior high, high school? Let's go, Amina.
All right. Hey, Chin. Thank you for having me here. It's such a privilege and an honor because I watched you for years. So now it's like now I'm on the other side. I never saw myself being here, but I am here. So hopefully tonight I am saying something that can be very inspiring for school owners. So either you on here, you could either be a school owner about to open up a school, or you have a desire to open up a school. So I've been there at all three levels. So hopefully it's something that I'm saying to inspire you. If I'm get to talking too much, just chatting here. Chin, I don't see you no more. You here?
I'm here. I ain't going
Oh,
nowhere.
oh, okay. I get to talking too much. You know, you all just chatting there and just talking. Then we can just like we could just have a conversation. So you want me to go back? So yeah, you are. My name is Amina.
Childhood.
Yeah, we're
Tell
gonna
us
go back
about
to my
your childhood.
childhood. Um, so I have four sisters. No, I don't. I have three sisters. So it's four girls. I don't have any brothers. So coming up, I come from a very I would like to say a good home. I do have great parents. To me, my parents are very, very, very good people, and they were very strict. I grew up in a home. My parents were sanctified. By the time they had me, then that's when my parents, gave their life to Christ. So we grew up very strict. When I tell y'all strict, I'm talking about like no pants, earrings, makeup, strict like that. And to this day, I don't even wear pants around my dad. So I don't even wear makeup around him. So needless to say, so then my childhood was pretty good. So moving from childhood, I went to private school, kindergarten through eighth grade. After private school, high school, then I went to a public school. That was my first time going to a public school. I begged my dad, please let me go to a public school. And after that first semester, I was like, I want to go back to a private school. But he was so happy he didn't have to pay no tuition. He's like, no, you're gonna act like you had some sense. So with all that being said, then I want to go to high school and then just going into my career. So we can go from there. So I went to a vocational school. So at the time when I went to a vocational school, you can choose what you want to go to school for. So it was three different things that I had put down that I wanted to go to school for. So broadcasting was one, nursing, and then cosmetology. You all, my parents had a business. They had a business since I was a little girl. So my father made us work the business. So that's the only reason why I wanted to go to the career center. So I just wanted to go to school half a day so I could feel like I'm having some type of freedom. The system put me in cosmetology, Chin. I didn't want to be in cosmetology. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about no hair. I don't want to do hair. I was so mad. When I tell y'all I was the worst student ever, them teachers, oh my God, my daddy used to be like, Mina, what are you doing in school that they are calling every day? I had this one teacher, Miss Protho. He was like, why is this woman calling me every day? What are you doing in school? But let me tell you all this. As much as I did not have an appreciation, did not want to have anything to do with cosmetology, God made it where there was this one educator, Miss Protho. She saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And that right there really changed the whole trajectory of my life. And they will put me in competitions and I will win the competitions, Chin. I am pissed because I'm like, why am I winning these competitions? Like, what do I know about doing hair? I'm mad that I'm winning, right? So I win these competitions. And so, needless to say, from there, I graduated. So when I finished school, I wanted to go to law school. And so I begged my dad, like, please let me go to school. I wanted to go off to college, go to law school. And he was totally against it. He was like, no, you're going to finish out cosmetology. Dad, why is it that I can't go to law school? Because my dad said, because of religion purposes. He said, because saints cannot be lawyers. He said, because that means that at some point you're going to have to lie. And I know you're going to be lying. So what I did not tell you all is that I am a product of babies having babies. So I was pregnant at 15 and had my first child at 16 years old. So at this point, I had to tell myself, well, my dad's not supporting me going off to college. So I have to finish my cosmetology program out because I got a baby to take care of. So by the time I graduated from high school, my dad gave me a salon. So I don't know if when you graduate from high school, you like 17, 18 or something like that. So my dad gave me my first salon. And with having a salon, I'm just still upset. I just don't want to do this. And it wasn't until when I had this defining moment. So this defining moment was I was doing this client's hair. And when I got done doing her hair, I turned her to the mirror. When I turned her to the mirror, the lady literally chin crying that it made her feel so good. It's like I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it because instantly I felt the Holy Spirit talking to me. And he was like, now you wanted to go to law school. So in my mind, me going to law school just meant that I wanted to be an attorney. I didn't know what type of attorney. All I know is that I wanted to dress cute, have my briefcase, and I just wanted to win my case. And it's like what God gave me at that moment. He said, now this is better than being an attorney because now you have the opportunity to defend women's self-esteem. Now, who would not want to win a case like that? When the Holy Spirit ministered to me instantly in that moment, you all, I began to have an appreciation for being a hairstylist, for what it was that I was doing. From there, I opened up 2 other salons. After going to school, finishing, then I went back to school to get my teaching license. So this has really just been a journey for me. And so just know the same journey that I'm going through, I'm sure a lot of you all have stories that have landed you where you at right now. So I'm just going to just take you on a little journey. So when I went back to school to get my teaching license, at that time, cosmetology, you only can take your test 3 times. After 3 times, if you flunk, you can never take this test again. Well, I took it 3 times and I didn't pass. I didn't pass because the school that I went to, the owner of the school, I was being sexually harassed there. And when I finished the program, he would not send my information off to state board. So I went before the board and I told the board what was happening to me. And I recorded some sexual advances and I let them listen to it. Now, granted, this won't hold up in court because this is something that I did that he did not know that I was recording him. But the board, they got together. And so they said that they believed me. They had heard of these things happening, but nobody really just came forth. So I had a cousin that was in a hospital and he was dying. I went to go see him. And I was telling him how I went to school and I didn't pass my test. I said, just forget it. Teaching just not for me. I'm not going back. And he said, you a Chandler. He was like, Chandler's, we don't give up like that. And then I said, then the board said that I can't go back. And he said, and you're going to go back. So I went back. The board allowed me an opportunity to take the test again. You all, I passed my test. But the flip side of this, when I passed my test, I never got a chance to tell my cousin that encouraged me to go back to take the test because my cousin passed. So I never had the opportunity to tell him that I passed my test. So now I have my teaching license. I held my teaching license for about 10 years before I had even used it. I knew at some point that I was going to use it. It was just something for me to fall back on. Being a single mom, now at this time I have two kids. And so I saw my aunt did hair, and I used to be like, oh, I'm not about to be that old standing behind no chair doing hair. So I'm eventually I'm gonna teach. But at that time, my auntie was in her 40s. So I thought that was old. And now that I'm that age plus, I'm like, oops. And I thought that was old. So anyway, what encouraged me when I knew that it was time to pass that torch with teaching, I was working at this beauty shop and know that there's a difference between a salon and beauty shop. So I was working at this shop in Chicago on 79th and King Drive. And when I tell you everything came in this place, I mean, hustle. Now I see that you hustling with food, but when they start making appointments to get fur coats, I said, now I know y'all ain't out here now stealing these people fur coats. I said, you know what? It's just gone too far. And then what came to me was like, this is it's time for me to start teaching, because I started seeing how our profession was being diminished. And I was like, this is what I went to school for. This is what we doing. And I was like, I want to pass the torch now. If I can work at a school and teach the beginning, phase one or level one, what I want to focus on is professionalism, because there's no way that I went to school to see our profession just die like this. So that's exactly what I did. I got hired as a school, and I got hired in level one. Then I went through this phase, you all. Oh, it's more to me. I don't want to be put in the box. Now I want to go to school for nursing, right? So I got stepped into this CNA program. So I tell the school owner, I got to step into the CNA program. Okay, Amina, go ahead on and do your CNA. If that don't work out, you still got your position here. So that's exactly what I did. When it's something that you're supposed to be doing, so I'm going to tell you what happened. Do you know that they made a floor, on the floor, a room just for me to do hair? They down there reeling them patients down there to me. Well, I'm doing these people's hair. I said, if you don't get up out this hospital, because you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So, needless to say, the CNA did not work out for me at all, because I'm doing their hair. I'm about to cause hell in the hospital, because now I'm getting attached to these patients. I'm seeing them doing the patients all wrong. And now I'm complaining about this. I said, girl, get up out of there, please. So now I'm back into teaching full time. Um, to really know your gift and your passion is just a wonderful thing. I believe, not believe, I know that doing hair was my gift. And that was the gift that I didn't have an appreciation for. And it just came naturally. That's how I was winning this competition. But education was my passion, because I had a passion for what it was, my profession, our profession that, we were in. So now I'm full-fledged teaching, stopped doing hair, gave my clients to my cousin. So now, my years of experience of teaching, you all, I want y'all to talk back to me, because I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking. So y'all can chat and just say different things to me.
Questions at the end, because you got a great story. We listen.
Okay. So I'm not boring y'all out?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, I am
No,
very,
not at all.
very intrigued in your story, so I definitely want to hear your journey.
Okay. So, what part did I leave off at? So now I'm working in these schools, and because remember when I said that my parents had a business, my parents had a business since I was a little girl. I went to school and got my degree in business management. So if you all thinking about going to school for business management, that's a joke. That's the waste. The business management just teach you, if you working for a corporate or company, how to run that corporation. It's not helping you to open up your own business. So no. So anyway, so as I'm working at these schools, and we're talking like Pivot Point, Chicosi, I done worked at all the corporate schools. So I'm there, and I'm trying to be mindful of what it is that I'm saying, because now that I'm on the other end, being a school owner, I don't, yeah, I just want to be mindful. But I'm looking at, dang, how can I say it? When I seen the way that the school was ran, that was hurtful to me. It was definitely hurtful to me when I seen us come in there. And I'm looking at just started studying the structure of the school, how they would structure their school. So I said, okay, they coming in here because one of the aesthetics, but on the back end, the education, it wasn't there. I got tired of being this black token at these schools because it's only like select places that they gonna hire you, because depending on the demographic, oh yeah, you good in this area because I know you're gonna draw them in. And then if these are the ones that's coming in here, I know that you know how to work with their hair, but you're not gonna get no further than being an education. Okay, yeah, they'll make you feel good and probably say like management. So I'm just watching all of this and I'm like, okay, these girls right here, and me just being a single mom, and my feelings would get hurt because I'm like, I'm watching them sign their name on this dotted line. I said, I know they don't have no $25,000, but it looks good. And that's fine if the education was good, but that education was not all that. So just me just studying these schools. So then later on in my journey of teaching, I've opened up 2 corporate schools. This is where it gets interesting. So I'm like, oh, I could work for the and open up their school. Girl, you don't get yourself together. But I didn't jump right away. So I just start studying it. I'm just like, let me watch how they really doing it. So mind you, remember I said I come from my parents and I always had a business. I always kind of like had that business mind. So after watching them, and then I remember a time that one school that I went to, that I was teaching at, it was a student that just could not pass, wasn't passing. And I remember being called into the office and it was like, whatever you got to do, pass him. And I'm like, whatever you got to do, I don't care, just pass. So I'm like, oh, these schools, it's a number game. Okay, so now I'm paying attention to all of this. Now, some of this I understand now from being a school owner. So remember, I said it's like a twofold. So I ain't gonna talk about it too much. But anyway, if I'm at the point now that I can go and I can make them rich, then I can open up my own school. So meanwhile, I had a car accident. Me and my ex-husband, we was in a bad car accident. So from this accident, I couldn't work. I was sitting one day in my living room and I was like, God, something has to give. My house. I'm looking at my living room and it's like my eyes is facing my garage. And it's like, when I'm looking at this garage, I'm telling you all literally, this is what God gave me during the pandemic. You're going to get a contractor. You're going to turn that garage into a studio. I got a contractor, turn my garage. Now we ain't forgot about the education part in opening up a school, because I'm gonna tell y'all about my money that I made. So I'm looking at that, get a contractor, contractor come out, take a portion of my garage, make it into a studio, and I was just doing this because the company that I was working for, I was teaching classes online. Then I'm a continuing education sponsor. So, when we was going through a pandemic, they was shutting everything down, people all in their kitchen using walls, backgrounds, whatever they can to go ahead. That's when Zoom started getting popular. So now I have a studio. So man, you remember I told you I let my clients go. So you're gonna always have just some couple of that won't go nowhere. So I had a couple of clients that just wouldn't go nowhere. They come to my house, been over the sink. So when I got the studio built, I put a shampoo bowl in there. I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and be nice and put a shampoo bowl in here for my clients, the little 3 clients that I had. So I love social media. So I'm showing on social media. We're in a pandemic, so I'm on social media. And people are like, oh my goodness, Amina, you back doing hair, you out of retirement. Now we're in a pandemic. I need to make some, y'all. Oh my God. When God is for you, oh my God, God set me up so pretty, you all. So now my clientele built, and y'all, I wasn't even trying to build a clientele. I was just trying to be able to just do these online classes for the company that I was working for. I just had the shampoo bowl on there for the little couple of clients that I had. Clientele built, y'all. I was just stacking money, taking it over there to my dad's house. Remember the accident that I told y'all that we was in? So we was in an accident. He take it upon himself, go talk to the attorney, stack my coins, put my money, put it up, save it in the bank. So now I'm like, okay, school kept coming to me. I've always wanted to open up a school, but it was just the timing for it. So remember, you all, I told y'all I was studying these schools, how how they open up the schools. Now God has given me the vision, and all of this is coming back to me. So I go back to a school. So once everything started opening up, I'll go back and I work in a school. Raggedy. The way that they had this program was so raggedy. I was like, oh my God. When I tell y'all I am into quality education and I got tired of seeing us coming in, I was like, they don't even care. They don't care about us like this. And I was like, if I ever get the opportunity to open up a school, God said, the opportunity, you do know you got money in the bank. Oh, okay. I got money in the bank. So now this is when I just started just being quiet, working at the schools, and I gave myself a quota. Okay, this is how much money. Then this is when I started coming up with my business plan. You got this in the bank, but that still don't mean. I mean, you got marketing, you got this, you got that, you got to get furniture, you got 50,000, but you still got to live because I started looking at spaces. And that took about a year or so. And it seemed like every time that I would not open up, every time I get close to signing a lease, it's like doors did not just close. It's like it just slammed in my face. So it's like this one place in particular, it was at the mall. Um, okay, I guess I'm talking too much. You said, how much did it how
Keep
much
telling
did
the
it cost?
story. You can answer the questions at the end. We love your story.
Okay. So the last place that I looked at, well, before the last place, was at the mall. So I went to the mall. So the day that I was supposed to go sign the lease, they called me the same day. Don't come because they're going to lease out the space to somebody else. When I tell y'all that was such a hurdle, now I'm at Tricosi, I'm working at Tricosi, and I'm like, dang, I was just there just to make a quota because I got it together like what it is that I'm gonna do, and I knew that was not gonna be long term. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all about the other school that I worked at that I sued for sexual harassment, everything else. So I made money off of that too. Y'all, it's so much. So anyway, so now it was this one building that I looked at a year prior. So I had my god sister to call there to see about this building, purchasing this building. I don't know, something happened that I didn't show up. So the owner of the building, she calls me, so she said, oh, these people is pissed that you ain't showed up. They say they coming all the way from Illinois. They don't have time for this, blah, 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 blah. Y'all keep this in mind. So here we come a year later. I'll go back to this building. And I was like, now that's not a name. The number that's on the building, I'm too ashamed. I was like, would it be shame to call? I said, because your god sister's the one that reached out to them. They don't know that it was you that didn't never show up. Now, I was working at this one other school prior before. So I used to be a platform artist for him. I just really had a good working relationship with him. And in this working relationship with him, he knew that I wanted to open up the school because we talked about it. I'm just telling you how God just set this up. We talked about it before. So I'm sitting out in front of the building and I said, let me just go ahead on the call. I'll call the number and the name pops up. I'm looking at the name. I'm like, wait a minute. This is such and such and so and so. This is the man that I was working for at his school. I said, no way that this was his building. So I called him. Mr. Such and such and so and so. This your building out here in Maryville? So here, my school is in Maryville, Indiana. Hey, Miss Amina. He was like, yeah. I'm like, Mister, you know I want to open up a school. And I was like, I see. Is it still for sale? He's like, no, it's not for sale. I said, well, is it for rent? He was like, well, actually, no, it's not for rent. It's not for rent. He said, no, I done rented it out to somebody, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay. I'm at Chicosi. I'm working. Phone rings. It's Mr. Such and so on the phone, calls me. Amina, I've been thinking about you. He said, would you like to come back and take a look at the space? He said, it's a skeleton. He said, so all I need is some TLC. You interested? Now, meanwhile, y'all, my dad from West Point, Mississippi. So I know junk, okay? He ain't nothing but Sanford son, houses. Every house that we done stayed in, my daddy built the house. We had a business. We lived in the business. Went downstairs in the basement, put down some 2x4, 4x4s, or whatever, and made each one of us some room. So I know how to create some. Hey, when I looked at it, so the people that had rented prior to him vandalized the place. So I'm telling you, vandalized, wall spray painted, just a hot mess. But I can see past the hot mess. So I'm looking at it. He's shocked that I'm like excited, like, he's like, you for real, Amina? Yeah. Call my daddy on the phone. So my daddy was like, okay, well, I'm gonna meet him. We're gonna go see. So my daddy comes in there. You all, God is so good to me. So mind you, okay. God is so good to me. So my daddy go look at the space. So this ain't shocking my daddy, but then he gets a little leery because it ain't shocking him that it looked like this. Cause he like he could fix anything, but now this is his daughter. Like, can she handle this? I see the vision, but it's like it's so much work in here that this girl has to do. So him and such and so and so they talking. Why do you want to do this? And my daddy was like, why don't you just work at the school? You can work 9 to 5, make your money, go home. You ain't got to worry about no headache, no nothing. And then the man he talking, my daddy was like, you like the vacation? Like, why do you like? I said, what y'all trying to do? Talk me out of this? They like, absolutely yes. And then I said, Daddy, that's what I want. I want a school. And it's like when he seen that look in my eye, he looked at him, he said, she want a school. We're gonna give her a school then. You all, my dad, I'm telling you, it could be middle of the night. He going in the middle of the night. So we could bypass all of that. Amina got a school. At this point, this is when I say I know that this is something that God did just for me. Because I never wanted, I was going to make sure that I was not going to be put in a situation. Anyway, I get the building. It's time to sign the lease. So my dad asked, well, how much is she going to have to pay for rent? He said, rent? Why are we talking about rent? He was like, she ain't even got no students, so we ain't going to talk about rent. Y'all, I was there for months fixing up the place. This even gets better. So my coins that I had saved up, so I'm like, okay, I got to get furniture. So remember when I opened up my studio, my sister daughter does hair. So my sister talking to the owner of the salon. So he is redoing his salon. So she said, my sister has a studio. Like, can she have a shampoo bowl? So he was like, yeah. So my sister told my sister, I'm getting excited. I get his phone number. So I get his phone number. I talked to him. So he was like, well, I don't know if your sister told you, I have a school. So what it is that I'm getting rid of all my furniture at the school. Now, I hadn't told my sister that I was opening up a school because at this point, I had talked about opening up a school for so many years until one of my other sisters like, Mina, can you just please stop talking about this school? Because you keep talking about you open up a school and you ain't opened up one yet. So at this point, now when it came down for me really open up a school, that's what I'm telling you, sometimes zip it, be quiet. Don't tell nobody nothing. I start moving in silence. That's how I know Chicosi. I was just gave myself a quota. This is how much because in my mind, I'm gonna open up a school. I didn't want to talk about it no more. My sister did already done down me, but this other sister was like, she didn't gave me the connect. So when he's telling me that he's opening up, he already has a school, but he's remodeling his school. So I'm telling him, then I said, well, my sister asking you for a shampoo bowl. I said, but actually, I have a school, I have a building, but I don't have no furniture. He said, you can have everything that I have. He said, come down. I took my daddy's truck, drove down there to Fort Wayne, 3 hours away by myself, went down there. When I tell you all, this man gave a whole school that he gave me. I got like over 20 chairs, gave me dryers that come from the wall, gave me other dryers. When I tell you, everything was there. This gets better. So one of the other schools that I told you all that I end up suing, Regency. You know, Regency got shut down. They had like 80 schools throughout the country. Government came in, FBI came in, shut them down, seized it. So this one particular place that they had a school at, that's right, South Lake Mall. Remember that South Lake Mall? Remember when South Lake Mall, when I was coming out to the South Lake Mall, and they told me that they're gonna lease to somebody else? Well, one of the leasing manager, he really felt so bad. The furniture that they had in there, Amina, how much you want to pay for this? What you got? Y'all, this is a whole school. I said, it's like the Holy Spirit was like, say it. $500 just came out my mouth. Said, come with a truck, gave me a time. You can have anything in here that you want. Y'all, when I opened up my school, I ain't have to buy no furniture. I'm about to cry. This is when I say I know God did this just for me. Y'all stop, because this is the ugly cry.
It's okay. Take your time.
It's, it's okay. I'm crying with you.
Yeah, listen, we all hear what you mean.
We got you, sis.
You're in a good spot. You're encouraging all of us now.
God did this just for me. And I remember one time when my daddy came to me, I was just doing hair just a little bit. And my dad came and talked to me. You know what's the problem? I got behind on my mortgage. Now, man, y'all, I had some money in the bank, but I was just so delusional in this marriage. And my dad was like, you mean to tell me this marriage got you like this? He said, you got a gift. You gonna sit down on your gift for somebody? He said, no, you don't do that. I guess he's trying to say, I don't care how saved you are. I'm I'm saved too. I'm your pastor. I ain't even tell you to sit down on your gift. Now he said, you don't ever let nobody have you like that. Now I'm a daddy's girl. Once that daddy started talking to me, and I started getting myself together. Anyway, y'all just started asking me questions. So that's where Amina's Beauty College was birthed.
So keep
My
going.
birthday came there.
Keep
Yeah.
going.
That's where it was birthed. I started off with when I filled out my application, somebody had told me, so you all, when you're filling out your application, put down all the programs. Because if you do one program, then have to come back, then you might have to pay for it. So in my mind, because I'm a cosmetologist, I was just putting down cosmetology. Prior to that, I had met this lady that took a liking to me. Make a long story short, try to get licensed in all programs. So I went back to school, make sure I got my barber license. So I am licensed and everything. And it's going to help you as a school owner, because when you open up a school, just say like if a teacher is not there for the day, your doors can still stay open because now you're licensed and now you can still have your program still flowing. This is what I'm talking about, how God just started setting me up. So when I opened up in my mind, I'm just thinking just cosmetology. So when I put it out that I was opening up a school, phones just started ringing. Do you have an aesthetics program? I almost said no, and someone was like, you better not say no. I was like, yeah. Y'all, I had more people enrolling. When I opened up the school, I opened up aesthetics, cosmetology was the last. I think I just opened up cosmetology last year. I'll be open 3 years next month. So I opened up with aesthetics. Then from aesthetics, I think maybe about a month later, nails. So those was the two major programs that people were asking for was aesthetics and nails. And then from there, I opened up COS. And then from COS, I opened up barbering. So the programs that I have is cosmetology, aesthetics, nails, barbering, and teachers training. Me, I didn't see this coming. So when I opened up, and it's like people was shocked, like, Amina got to school. Y'all, I wasn't shocked because I did my homework. I put my time in. Don't let people make you feel bad for where you at and for how God blessing you. Because when I said I studied them schools, and that was for years, and I'm at a school where I'm being sexually harassed. I'm at a school where racial discrimination. I put my time in for this, so I'm not shocked at all. I made sure that wherever I was at, I was humble. I treated those schools like if though it was mine. If I saw it dirty, I cleaned up. Whatever it was that was needed, I did my part. So what I did was planted the seed for where I'm at today. Remember, I said that I was into professionalism. This was all God that just was setting it up. I want y'all to talk now because my mouth dry and I'm just tired, y'all.
So you opened the school. Tell us the journey of opening the school when you
Okay,
got.
now this will Chin come into place. Yeah, now I need Chin. Okay. So I done watched Chin for years. Chin, I don't even know if you remember. I used to be in your inbox. And I remember one time I asked you, first of all, I don't know if I was scared of Chin, because Chin didn't play on them. Chin be like, yeah, y'all stand behind the chair forever if you want to, like a fool. And it's like he just talked about style. It's like, if you don't open up, if you don't open up a school, so now I just be like, who is this man on here? What's wrong with being a stylist? Ain't nothing wrong with being a stylist, and blah 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 blah. But I'm like, is he real? Let me see what he really talking about. So Chin, that is true when people be trying to figure out, like, is this for real or what? So I watched you, and I think I called you one time because I wanted you to look at my content. So I was telling you, like, look at my content, but you didn't pay me no attention. You like, I mean, I ain't even on that. So honestly, you didn't even pay me no attention. But you did send me a blueprint for the school. You sent that to me years ago. Years ago, you sent that to me. So after watching you, I called somebody. So now I'm in the process of opening the school. I called somebody that I saw that was like on your platform. And I was like, is this for real? For real? Do he really help you out for real? And it was like, yeah, he helping me right now. So I was like, okay, well then it's on and popping. So y'all, check this out. So it's just so much. So the journey is now, because I knew that I'm not struggling no more. Cash pay, that's fine. But now my mindset is getting accredited, getting financial aid, and I know that I needed help to get to that point. So after watching Chin, it was between Chin and it was somebody else. Her, I just could not deal with, just not at all. So I began to listen to Chin on his platform. So now it's like, how do I do this? Then that's when I reached out to Chin. So I was like, let's get the ball rolling. I'm so glad that I did this early because this is what I strategically put this in motion. So if I start now and start going towards my accreditation now, by the time my 2 years hit, then I know I'm at my 2-year mark for NACCAS. And then after that, then I can go ahead on and then apply for my Title IV funding. And it has happened like that. That ISS, yeah, it's a fool. Me and my daughter went online and looked at this. Oh my God, you all, when I tell you I have instant anxiety, couldn't do it. So this is when I reached out to Chin, and this is when Chin helped me with my ISS. When I'm telling you, I blow Chin up 24/7. Just Chin, help me with this right now. So now this is my process. So now that I have the school, so now I'm setting myself up for success for real now. So I reached out to Chin to help me with my ISS. Chin, help me with this now. So after we do the ISS,
Yeah, so okay,
yeah,
so you
what's that
reached out to
process?
me. Um, when you reached out to me, what was your thought process? What was you thinking?
So my me reaching out to you, my thought process, first of all, my thought process is that I know that I wanted to do financial aid. Why did I want to do financial aid? Because I want some financial freedom. That's why. Um, but I knew that I need help along the way. But how do I get there? So my thought process is I need a consultant. And then this is when I reached out to you to help me, like, what do this process really look like? I still didn't know the whole full process. So with you walking me into the process, am I answering like, is this
Yeah.
what you're asking me? Yeah.
So you called me on the phone, but in your brain, what was you thinking about me? In your mind, is it a scam or tell us that?
Yeah, I already said I want to know if this for real. What the reason why I called is because I called somebody and they said, yeah, this is for real. I'm going through the process now with him. I'm going through the process now with him. So I knew then that you were real. So I'm
And
sorry
what
that I
was
thought that.
no, what was the conversation like? Because I don't remember the conversation. Because every day I talk to so many different people.
I know, and then I can't think from day to day, so I don't remember the whole conversation. But I do remember telling you that I have a school. I want to do my ISS. So like, what do I need to do? So we just talked about. You told me how much it was. I said, oh, I don't have that up front, y'all, because I still need money to live, right? So I was able to give you a deposit, and you saw that I was serious. So after talking, I think you got tired of talking to me. After talking, it's just like, okay, if you send me some money, then I know that you for real, you serious about it. So that's how it went.
Okay, so you paid your deposit, and what
Mhm.
happened after that? Did the team start working, or
Yeah.
what's about
So
that?
um the team did start working. You immediately, what's going to happen is that you send this link. So it's a link that you send to me. And so you all during the process, he helps you with the process. So it's a check off link and it'll let you know, okay, week one, you succeed with this. So this is the next step that you need to do. So I wasn't going through this by myself. So each week he's helping me and letting me know what it is that I need to send him. If it takes a long time, that's on you. I know that I didn't want this process to linger. I'm investing in myself. And so everything that he asked me for, I made sure that I was just on it, back to back, back to back, back to back. I'm here now. If you're there now, procrastination is not your friend. I could not procrastinate. No matter what it was that I was going through. And Chin, you would tell me, like, oh, you doing good. You doing better than most people that's already in my program. You succeeding them. Like, they ain't even gave me half of what you done gave me. I didn't have time to play, and I still don't have time. I still don't have time to play. So that was the process. So you helped me with the process, do the paperwork. Then we finally got to the point that compiled it and then got the ISS together, did the application. You could come in now.
So that when they did that 2 to 400 page ISS, how did the ladies work? How was the ladies for that? This
Um,
my team doing that for you.
my ISS was done by the time I went to the workshop, left the workshop, my ISS was done. So my ISS was what, like
So
in
when
less
you
than a month.
right, so when you went to that workshop, because I met you there in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean face to face,
That was
yeah.
our first time meeting. Yeah.
Right.
So you all, when I went to the workshop, because it's workshops that it's a journey for me. I don't know how this is going. Hey, whatever it is that they said that I need to do, that's what it was that I was doing. When I went to the workshop, y'all, I felt so ashamed because people raising their hands, they asking questions about the ISS. I ain't want to tell people, man's already done. Y'all, math was already completed. So that's how diligent that the team worked doing my ISS. When they ask for the information, give them what it is that they're asking for. You have it, just give it to them. So by the time I came back from the workshop, my ISS was completed. I turned it in. Yeah, it was.
The ISS is like a 200 to 400 page document. Now, when we first met face to face, I mean, what did you think or whatever?
I was excited. I mean, just like how you came in and introduced me, talking about what you call me a celebrity. I'm like,
Why?
that's Millionaire Barber right there. So yeah, I was very excited. I had Joel with me, and he aggravated me. He aggravated me there. Okay, I mean, stay focused. Okay, let me get back focused. So yeah, so that's when I met Shan in Vegas for the first time. Outside of that, we was just doing business, like just um online, I don't know the right lingo. And so that was my first time seeing him. Yeah, I was excited. I was happy to see him. I'm like, this is my consultant, this is my mentor right here. So who wouldn't be happy to see their mentors like this who I've been working with? So yeah, so we just
Now, when you would call my phone, what would you think?
I can't believe this man is answering my calls. I can't believe y'all, when I tell y'all every time I call Chin, if he didn't pick up the phone, he texts, give me a minute. I'm on the Zoom. He responded. My whole point is he responded. Not every time. So whoever just put on here, are you saying every time because you done dealt with Chin, or are you asking me every time? Or you say he sure does and did every Chin has not left me hanging at all. And sometimes I feel so shame because I'm like, nah, when he had the baby, do you know, I even had nerves enough to be jealous. I said, nah, he done had that baby. He ain't gonna have time to be in. I said, he ain't gonna have time for me to be answering my call. I done got jealous of a little baby Chin. But no, y'all, I just called Chin last week and he and SeaWorld still answer my call and still responded to me, told me to email the team. I emailed the team and they responded to me promptly. I mean, even when I tell you, I'm sure at times Chin know I get to try to challenge him and ask him questions and blah 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 blah. Chin ain't pay me no attention. But I thank you for being patient with me because you are, I'm not going to say the journey is easy. Nothing that you're doing is easy. Of course, if it's something, when you tapping into the unknown, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be scared. You're going to be afraid. But like what they say, do it afraid. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And so, yes, you helped me. Yeah. And you still helping me. You got me to the point of where I'm at right now. Would I have been able to do that ISS? No. Did I try to attempt to do it? I looked at it. When I looked at it, I said, no, I'm not about to, no, 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 no. So needless to say, you all, yeah, I had my final visit.
Can you tell us about that? Can you tell us about the first visit? Because you got
First visit.
on here, and then we can go to the
Okay.
next.
Okay. So yeah, I had my first visit. Whew, Chin. He talked me through that. He helped me through that. I'm like, Amina, it's just a friendly visit, okay? But y'all, I was so nervous. And it is. It's a friendly visit where they if there's anything that's in the ISS, what's the word that they say? Is it limitation? Is that the right word? They're there to help you. They're there to help you. So the first visit that they come, they look in, they go through your ISS. Well, they had already looked at it prior and just told me what it was that I needed to correct. Then when they come, see if I need, like, if you have any questions, they just there to help you. It really is just a fight. It really is a friendly visit. So I had my first visit. That went, I think, for maybe about 3 hours. Yeah, I think like 3 or 4 hours. I didn't have many limitations at all. I can't remember, but it wasn't a lot at all because they even told me it wasn't that much. I mean, it was just something that was so minor. Um, so that went well. So I was like, okay, round one. We made round one. So now the next step is round two, getting prepared for my final visit. Right, Chian? Yeah, the second visit.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had to do the application, initial accreditation application.
yeah.
Uh,
So this is when I had to start tightening up because when you're private, you do things different from when it's time for if you want to be accredited. So now I'm getting NACCAS compliant. So I had to start, and I'm still tightening up too. This is when I had to start tightening up my paperwork, start changing out my paperwork, just doing things differently because yeah, it's what has to be done. So yeah, I was thinking about something else that I was about to say, but yeah, that's
okay.
where I'm at now.
Then you have the final visit. That's where 4 people come.
Yeah. So I had my final visit July 18th. Then their team came out. You have them to come in like different areas. It's going to be somebody that's going to be there to interview the students, interview the staff. It'll be somebody there to go through your select files where they looking at your files. Then in the final visit, they'll interview you. They also sit in the class um, with the educators, just seeing how they are teaching the class. Now that I was nervous on that one. That final visit, yeah, that got me. That final visit was y'all. It's so crazy. When the people came, do you know I locked myself out the office? They was like, "Oh, she's nervous." I couldn't believe. I was like, "I know good well I ain't." So what it is that one of my aesthetics classroom is connected to my office and it has a window. Thank God for this window. One of the teachers had to climb through the window to get in the office to open the door. But they did. They made me feel very comfortable because they was like, "Oh, she's nervous." He was like, "Just calm down, relax, relax." So they did make me feel comfortable, but they weren't playing on. So while they there, if there's something that needs to be corrected, you have like corrective. How do you say that, Chin? Because there was some things that I was able to correct while they was there.
Yeah, they'll give you time to correct it before they leave your campus school.
Right. So it was a couple of things that I was able to correct while they was there. And then I did give 3 limitations. And those 3 limitations is one, when you are enrolling, um, like it really don't necessarily have to be a foreigner, but in this case, I did have a foreigner. So there's this outside agency that you reach out to that will verify like their diploma. I didn't do that. I didn't know to do that. So I have to respond to that limitation. And my other limitation was my SAP. And I think it was just a disconnect between me and the one of the inspectors. But outside of that, everything is fine. So I'm just waiting for them to send me an email to respond to those limitations. So you all, like within the next month or so, Amina's Beauty College will be accredited.
So how do you feel?
I hope y'all clapping for me.
Of course. So you went through that in about what, a year? How long the
Yeah.
accreditation?
Um, two
When did you
years.
start
Because
it? When
yeah,
did
I started in my first year. I started my application my first year. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all. I started my first year when I opened. I started doing my paperwork then, my
when
application.
when you went to when did you go to the first workshop?
So my first workshop had to be in 2023. I think it was 2023. This is 25 now.
Mm-hmm.
So I went last year. I saw you last year, Vegas. I saw
Well,
you in Vegas, right?
that was what, 2024?
That was 2024 when I saw you in Vegas.
Yeah, I believe.
Okay. Was that my first workshop?
How many workshops have you gone to?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Okay, so I went to one that was in Austin, Texas. Austin. So I've been to 3 workshops. This is my 3rd one. Yeah, just going on year 3. This is my 3rd one.
So what would you recommend a school owner? If somebody wants to open a school and they want to get accredited and do all that stuff, what would you recommend they do? By themselves or just whatever you can share whatever.
Okay. All right. Whew. All right. So looking back, my recommendation is definitely do your homework, have a mentor. But what I do want to say about that is don't be afraid, because I didn't have those things. I didn't have a mentor. So don't let that deter you. But if you're serious about it, if it's a hustle, I don't think that this is for you. If it's something that you're really serious and passionate about, yeah, do your homework. Start studying. Um, Start looking at spaces. When you get a space, make sure it's something that you can afford. And what I mean by that, let's think like as a salon owner, when I had a salon. As long as I can pay the rent, I'm good. I can't depend on booth renters, because what if they leave? If they leave, I need to make sure that I'm able to handle this overhead. So think the same way when you're about to open up a school. Make sure it's something that you can afford, because you don't just have this building. You still got your house, you still got a mortgage, you still got a home. So can factor all those things in financially, because when you go in, you want to make sure that you're able to pay your rent. You want to make sure that you got to think about your marketing. So it's your finances. Let's get our finances in order. Thank God that I had a cushion to help me. So just start looking around. Don't let it just be a thought and then let that thought just sit there. Start jotting, writing down. Okay, building. How much is this rent gonna cost me? Furniture. So just start. You know how the scriptures say, write the vision, make it plain, write it down. I started writing down furniture. So if I need furniture, how much is this furniture gonna cost me? Utilities. How much is utilities gonna cost? Start writing all those things down. Then from there, start getting focused, get quiet, get in a quiet place. That's just not a cliche. That's just not a saying. That is for real. When you got so much noise around you, it's going to be hard for you to focus. Stop sharing everything with everybody. Get in your quiet place, do your homework, start doing a business plan. My business plan came from, that is so awesome, because with my husband's job, I was able to take these classes for free. And so I took this one class, and the man just took a liking to me. Not only did he help me with my business plan, we did my business plan. I have a 501c3, my LLC, all of that. Yeah. Do your 501c3 now. Have your LLC, because do your LLC, because once you get a business, your business structure at some point is going to change, and it's not going to be no LLC anymore. It's going to be a corporation, but that's something totally different. Just
I'm gonna put your link up here too, where they can contact you. So I just put that link.
okay. Thank you.
On that. Can you take them through your Instagram? Can you see this page?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, that's Amina's
right.
Beauty College.
So just tell me what pictures to click on, and that way you can kind of talk to them about them.
All right. So the second picture up here, that's our reception area. So I like to say that this is our boutique school. That's our reception area right there, is going into our barbering program. He's in high school, so that's one of our high school barber student. Yeah. Let's go out. Let's see what else we got. So that's the barber space. Um, let's see here. I like encouraging people on social media. So sometimes you may just see me just on there talking, because this is truly ministry. So I'm not always just showing the students work. We can come over. Let's see. Is this Amina's Beauty College? Because I got like 3 different pages. Yeah, Amina Beauty
Yes.
College. Yeah. Let's do with the nails. This second row. Yeah, here. Let's see what that is. I have a nail program. The girls are good. I love showcasing their work. I am a stickler about branding. So we always do branding and marketing at the school. So students, they have to have a social media page to brand and market themselves. A lot of times these girls come in, they talented. All they need is their license because hey, they be showing me things. So yeah, that's my certificate from the workshop. Let's see here. Let's go down to, let me see. Let's go up a little bit with the girl that's holding her mouth. Now, yes, I love that. So I'm registered her for state board. And then you know what? It be times like this when we get to this moment, it is a lot. It's a lot of work. I'm not gonna say that it's not. But when you have the opportunity like this right here, it is worth it. I just had her with me tonight because I also do hair at the assisted living. And I took her with me. Now she calls me her mentor. She shadowed me at the assisted living place. Yeah, I go there. I call these people my friends. So I'm still out in the field. These are my friends. Next Monday, I'm about to start working at another assisted living place. Um, I'm excited about that. They naming the salon after me. That's why Tahila, the student, is shadowing me because I'm gonna have her there doing hair. Let's show some more pictures of my friends.
All right,
That's
just
at
tell
the
me.
assisted living. That's why I call them my friends.
All
But
right,
it's okay.
where
So
to
yeah,
click?
I'm sorry.
Just tell us where to click.
Um, let's see here. Let's go up. Let's go up. Let's go up with the pink background. Yeah, that's me at the Black Women's Expo right here. So this was our first year at the Black Women's Expo. I'm all about exposure. Somebody invested into the school, paid for us to have a booth here. This was really nice. I had the opportunity to meet other vendors, meet other people that's just business, just a bunch of black people that's in there that's just doing their thing. And that was very beautiful. So yeah, so that's the Black Women's Expo. You could click on any picture, I can talk about it. So this is a client that came in. Her story is when this lady came in, first of all, I don't even know the word to begin with this. This is just one of our clients, just making her feel good. Now she just talks our ear off. She's just like family to us now. She come every 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I'm telling you, when you do this and you enjoy what it is, just like how I'm talking, smiling, I can look at all these pictures and smile about it. I truly love what it is that I do. This is one of our graduation. Our graduate, she just graduated from the aesthetics program. Single mom. Now what? She I registered her to take her test before she graduated. She passed her test. So now when she graduated, I notarized the form, send it off. She's licensed now. So we're really changing people's lives for real.
Now,
That
you got any time for Q&A?
I do. Yeah, y'all done hype me up now. I do.